Hey everyone, how you all doing today? And welcome back to another meta guide. So we talked about the Open Great League, and now we're in the Galar Cup Little Edition for the max out season. So I like little cups, but it really depends. Not when you allow Shuckle though. So we'll talk about this meta. So, you know, when I read the rules for the Galar Cup, I was a little bit, I don't know, confused, because this could go one of a few different ways in my opinion. So it says Pokemon in the Sword and Shield Pokédex. So does that mean only Galar Pokemon? Well, if that was the case, wouldn't they specify that? And we would only have a few options, to be honest. So that can't be. I mean, that just cannot be the case. And then the Sword and Shield Pokédex holds, I believe it's 400 Pokemon, which I think PvPoke is assuming is going to be the case, and I probably assume that's going to be the case as well. But then there's also the DLC, which adds in more Pokemon. I think getting around 600, maybe a little bit more than that, maybe a little bit less. So I don't know. Are they including the DLC Pokemon as well? I'm assuming they are not. So I think this is only just the Sword and Shield Pokédex. But I guess this meta could change. I might actually take this video down. It really depends on if the rules are different or not. But we'll see. Let's go ahead and dive right into it with the assumption that this is going to be the meta. And PvPoke does have this meta on his website to preview for the next season as well. But starting off with the S rank Shuckle or Shadow Shuckle, they're both rank 1 and 2 respectively. Both of them are really good. I mean, Shuckle, like, you want a hundo plus you want a level 50. I don't have neither. If I did have it, would I build it? Yes, I would. Maybe not this early in the season, because at the end of the day, when it comes to this season, I mean, I think the Galar Little Edition Cup is going to be available for 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. But at the end of the day, do you really have to play this? Just play the Open Great League, in my opinion, because it doesn't really matter how the games go. And you don't want to be battling Shuckles and Bronzors, I don't think, especially early on. But if you have them, more power to you. So level 50 XL Shuckle, the same with Bronzor, super tanky. We've seen this in every single Little Cup for the most part. It does benefit from being XL'd. I was using one that wasn't XL'd because I didn't invest in one, but I do think I have a good one, and I do have the XL, so I could build it. I just haven't. I'm going to be playing the Open Great League, to be completely honest, so I'm probably not even going to touch this meta. And then we have Purloin. So Purloin has Sucker Punch, and Sucker Punch is being boosted, so it's actually going to be a really good move. So that's why Purloin is highly ranked in this meta. So really strong Pokemon. And then we have Mandibuzz. So Mandibuzz, of course, really, really thick flying type. It's not going to be that thick in the Great League, or the Little Cup, I should say. But still, going to be pretty solid. And then we have Galarian Zigzagoon. Pretty spammy Pokemon. Dunsparce. We've seen Dunsparce is getting a boost to roll out in the max out season. And then we have Barboach and Wishcash. So yes, Mudshot is being nerfed and is nerfed, but they still get to the moves fast. So yeah, it might take an extra turn, but it's still going to be pretty good, especially with all these Little Cup Pokemon. Imagine running a team with Barboach and Wishcash. That would be pretty cool. Have them both in the back. That would be pretty fun. Moving on to the A rank, we do have Drapion. Drapion, of course, we see the Poison Sting boost this coming season. And then we have Diggersby, we have Skorupi, and Drapion again on the same team would be pretty fun. Then we have Machop. Machop does have Karate Chop, which is being boosted. So it's going to be a lot of fun to use. We have Ponyard. Ponyard with the Fury Cutter, get into the moves pretty fast. I think it has Night Slash. Oh man, I don't think I've ever used the Ponyard. Is it Iron Head? I want to say it's Night Slash Iron Head. And then we have Driftbloom. Driftbloom similar to Driftblim with the Icy Wind. I think, so it was Hex before, but does it have Astonish now? I'm not sure, because Astonish is being buffed. You could double check all of this, but either way, the Icy Wind, of course, going to be pretty powerful. Of course, you get to debuff your opponent. Cottony's always good in every Little Cup, so the Charm damage. But look how many Dark types we have. We have Purloin, Mandibuzz, Galarian Zigzagoon, all highly ranked. Drapion and Skorupi, I mean, they're not technically not weak to it, same with Ponyard, but they're taking neutral damage, and Cottony with the Charm is just doing a lot of damage. So yeah, definitely going to be a strong pick. It just wants to stay away from Bronzor for the most part. And then we have the B rank. We're moving on to Machoke. So Machoke, again, as we know, has a Karate Chop. Umbreon, could be a fun pick to use. Could be pretty good. Scrafty, yes, Count is being nerfed, but it doesn't mean it's not going to be useful in this meta. Look at all the dog types, right? And Counter is just going to shred through them. Forget about the charge attacks. We're not even. Yes, it does take you long to get to them, but we're not even talking about that. I mean, we're just talking about the damage counter, because the damage from counter is not being nerfed. Only the amount of time it takes to get to the charge attacks. And then we have Quagsire as another mud boy. Inkay probably won't be in the B rank if Psywave is not being boosted by 2 stages. If it's only being boosted by 1 stage, from the energy generation, probably wouldn't be here, but we'll have to wait and see. And then we have Pangoro, another fighting type, and Dino. So again, so many dog types. That's why Cottony, so many dog types and fighting types, right? Cottony's just going to shred them. And even when, I mean, Cottony's going to do well against Barboach Wishcash as well. Really, the only thing it doesn't want to see is, generally speaking, that Bronzor. I mean, Shuckle is going to be annoying, but Shuckle's going to be annoying for anything that goes up against it. Unless maybe it's a fighting type that's doing super effective damage. Moving on to the other options, we have Machamp. Okay, so Machamp's going to dominate in the Open Great League, I believe, but when it comes to the Galar Little Cup, probably not as much. Probably go with like the Machop, honestly. Then we have Kanto Ninetales, we have Volibee, and then we have Wobbuffet, and Wynot. So Wobbuffet and Wynot, both with Counter, could be pretty fun to use, especially that Wynot. It does benefit from being excelled. We have Wooper if you're going for like another Mud Boy. And then we have hakamo-o. Rhyhorn with Mud Slap. I don't think it's going to do as well as, you know, the Mud Slap uses we see in the Great League, because this is coming from Rhyhorn. Rhyhorn's charge attacks are not really great. Vulpix, we talked about why not. Mantine, Galarian Weezing, and Togetic. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, if you're playing this meta serious, and obviously you can run, you know, I guess spicy Pokemon, you're going to see the Shuckles from the hardcore trainers. You're going to see the Bronzor, Cottony, Purloin, I think, is going to be up there as well. And then we have some other ones like Mandibuzz. But for the most part, it's going to be the Shuckle Bronzor combination. Let's go ahead and move on to the other, or the solid team options. So for the first team, yeah. So Shuckle or Shadow Shuckle, if you have a Hundo level 50. Bronzor definitely benefits from XL. Cottony, you could go any order you want with this team. You could go with the Cottony in the lead if you choose to. You can go with the Bronzor in the lead. But yeah, this team is absolutely going to dominate. This is just going to be a great team. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Shuckle just has so much bulk to it. Moving on, we have a double Dark team. And so I put Purloin and Mandibuzz. So, of course, if we have double Dark, we got to watch out for a Charm user like Cottony. So you got to have something that does well against Cottony. So I did put Bronzor in the lead. Next up, we have a double Fighting team. Again, got to watch out for Cottony. So Bronzor is going to be in the lead. And the Fighting types are going to do well against all the Dark types we see, right? There's even a couple normals in there as well. Against Shuckle as well. That's mainly why I put the double Fighting team there. And then next up we have Cottony, Barboach, and Drifbloom. So could be a pretty cool team to run. We'll have to see how it works. Cottony not really going to appreciate Bronzor, but the back line has play against Bronzor. And then next up we have Bronzor, Skorupi, and Drapion. And then the final team is going to be Ponyard, Drifbloom, Cottony. So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, this is a meta I'm not going to touch. Again, I don't mind little cups. Actually, we're getting another one later in the season, I think. Not a Galar one, like another little cup. I think. So yeah, I don't mind little cups, but this early in the season, I want to try out the new meta in the Open Great League. So when it comes to what I'm playing, it's definitely going to be Great League. But let me know what you're playing. Let me know if you're going to be playing in the Galar Cup Little Edition. And I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day. Bye.